I'm in a state where it's legal to smoke pot. Well, it's legal to smoke pot. You just can't have a lot of pot to smoke. Um, you can go find a cannabis shop and you can buy cannabis in small quantities. And right, and you don't want to get caught growing it unless you are uh, licensed to grow it. Though it sits there and still against the federal law. Oh, you better know it. But one of the byproducts of cannabis um, is something called delta THC. Um, it's a byproduct, and it's, as I said, it's picking up in small convenience stores, tobacco shops, and in dispensaries. And it's not listed as cannabis, but it contains a byproduct of cannabis. And I can't say, well, delta HTHC. As I said, there's no age restrictions on it. Hey, it's like candy, I guess. It gives you a small high. Maybe on the order of energy drinks. Yeah, on that order. Um, and they're really looking at this as a um, well, it's stupid. Kids can go in there. Your high school kids can literally can walk into a gas station and pick it up. It's the same thing they pick up candy, and it's overall. Let's say, where does it come from? Um, it's distilled from cannabis, and there's no regulation on it, and they don't know the side effects on it. Oh, you get a little bit high, just like energy drinks. It makes you feel good, huh? And well, I call them street drugs if you really want to say that, but they're packaged. And where are they coming from? I would think um, somebody's shop. They're being distilled in back somebody's back room. It's like the old-fashioned street drugs. Years ago, I knew somebody from the Drug Enforcement Agency, a good friend, and he would tell me stories about him and his fellow agents raiding homes and finding out somebody has in a bedroom or a kitchen or in the basement a lab making um, street drugs. And they would go in there with chemical suits. Well, they would, smash down the door, look inside, arrest the people there, and then go in there with chemical suits and clean out the stuff. People would have coffee pots, hot plates, not the industrial stuff, the stuff you go buy at Walmart. Um, some people would have tubes, copper tubes, and just like a little still, and they would brew this stuff, and no ventilation usually, and the stuff is dangerous. And many times they would separate the stuff and take it into the backyard and blow it up or set fire to it. It's too dangerous to handle. Um, I guess what their idea is to take some of the stuff. They would take a great big round steel, you know, they would carry it in the backyard, place the container in there, and light it. And usually there's a very large bang out of it. And they're finding with this new Delta 8 stuff, people are basically doing the same thing. Um, they're distilling this stuff down uh, with, I guess, some pretty heavy chemicals. Because, well, simple, I guess it's class. Well, I see what I'm reading here is, oh, this is a double bond uh, carbon. That's a, but and then they're packaging it, package it on the kitchen table. I guess it's a lot simpler, more profitable than doing heroin. Yeah, it's, and they say there's no oversight, there's no regulation. Um, the amount of Delta 8 in the package could be uh, point, 0.1%. Um, Not very higher than that because you can't really extract that much from a pot. It's something not easy to extract, but it's there. And they say, well, it contains 0.1%. And if the plant can produce 1%, that's great. But most plants, pound for pound, they can't do it. But then they can add it to um, gummy bears or jelly beans. They can coat jelly beans with it and basically sell it. They go get a pound of jelly beans, coat it on the jelly bean, saying this product contains Delta 8, and it contains Delta 8, but it's diluted Delta 8. But they get away with it. Well, why not? I can see the chemistry of it. Don't look at me. Oh no, 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 no. Reading how it basically is like making street drugs, legal street drugs by what they're selling at this stuff, and they don't have to put so many things. Usually, it looks like 6 or 5 or something like that in a um, God, it's snorted. Oh, good, really? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, somebody's really making a fortune off of this. And it's also is this. You don't even have to do that. Um, they're finding this stuff is coming in from China uh, in bottles, um, liter bottles, and it's being distilled in China, and it's coming down. And what you do is basically paint it on your gummy bears or whatever. Uh, hey, China. You can get just about anything out of China. Fentanyl, you can get fentanyl too out of China, but yeah, this stuff is coming in, and the customs is finding this stuff in liters, and of course it's classified as a drug, but and there's no regulations, of course. They're finding this stuff, and they're running it through chromatography, and oh yes, it has 0.1% or 0.3%, and But it also has a bunch of other things like metal, um, what have you. I don't know. So what can I say? It's but the glass basically it's legal. Well, if you're sitting in a state like I happen to be sitting in, yes, you can find it there. Yes, there's a profit margin which is 500% or 1,000%, and yes, your children can get it, and there's no restriction on it. Uh, they say, well, they're gummy bears. Yes, it just happens to be coated with something that makes them high or makes them happy. And as a friend who the Drug Enforcement Agency once said, uh, street drugs are like one molecule different than the last batch of street drugs that are out there that the FDA or DEA or um, has banned it, made it illegal, and they just go in there and they change it by one molecule, add something to it, subtract something to it, and now it's new street drugs. There's no regulation. The local police department find this stuff. Oh, the guy has a pound of what is this stuff again? Well, it's not illegal. Yeah, they go to court, and is this illegal? Oh no, well, when he was picked up, it wasn't illegal. So, um, yeah, he's saying want to have. And of course, this is a multi. Someone once says about America, um, they have $1 trillion illegal drug habit. They lose 100,000 people a year to fentanyl, and now they want to do is have the drug to get these people off of their drug. You shoot them up. A guy's overdosed. You shoot him up, and that's going to make him better because oh yeah, this is going to save his life, so he can go try it again because they go try it again. And you want to have these drug programs that say they really don't work. It's like telling a person don't drink anymore or don't smoke anymore. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't work. The person goes back to be a drunk again. Um, Person will go back and do drugs again because they feel good or they're having a rough day. Yeah, that's the other one. Or they need that cigarette just in case. So they say, well, let me put it this way. And if the police pick the guy up and he's overdosed and the EMTs don't save the guy's family sues the EMTs, the fire department, the police department, and the city department for not saving their son or daughter's life who's trying to kill themselves. And now, of course, we do have this Delta 8, and is it habit forming? By all account, it will be. It will be. Will they make it illegal? States are looking into it. They should make it where you need to you need to be 21 to get it, but states are slow, and you got to also remember this: um, drug dealers pay, bribe, donate their wealth to lawmakers not to pass bills that will make things like Delta 8 illegal. Hey, what can you do about that?